everyone. My name is Mark Edler, and I am a community activist as well as a musician. I love to see people come together in a community like this to appreciate and share art with each other. So thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you for supporting this great cause. Thank you, Jeff, for being able to orchestrate and put this together. And thank you, Frank, for donating your space here tonight. He's very generous. And like Jeff said, I'm here to share my history actually with you. For those of you that don't know, I'm a suicide survivor. And I'm here tonight because I want to share my history of mental illness with you so I can help break the stigma and help spread awareness. I don't think it's something that's talked about enough in the community, and a lot of people struggle with their mental health.
You're right.
My suicide attempt happened September 12th, 2004 at the age of 19. It was a traumatic brain injury that resulted in me completely losing my vision for the rest of my life. And it took me a lot to rebuild my life and completely rehabilitate myself. And in doing so, I started going to therapy as well as seeing a psychiatrist. I accepted that I had mental illness, and I was able to learn so much about myself. I was really able to find great coping mechanisms and great skills to manage my mental health. And that's why I'm here. Because everything that I've been through, I don't want anyone to have to suffer and struggle the way that I did for so long. My depression used to be so debilitating that if I can learn how to love myself and lead a happy, prosperous life, anybody can. My depression used to be so bad. It was really easy for me to insult myself all the time. I'd be criticizing and constantly circling these ideas in my head that made me feel so worthless, like I could never do anything right. But I was able to be aware of that. Once I knew how it was affecting me and what I was doing to myself, I was able to stop. I was able to be more encouraging to myself and be more compassionate. Understand what I go through, and I actually say, instead of giving myself a hard time saying what I did wrong, I tell myself what I was doing right and give myself that encouragement, and it helped me a lot. I used to have a hard time living in my past too, because I've seen a lot of terrible events in my life, and I was always rethinking those events and reliving them every moment by moment, wondering what I could possibly change and what I could do different. But I had to accept the fact that that's my past. There's nothing I can do to change it, so I don't want to torment myself and torture myself thinking about things that I can't change. That's my past. I'm going to put it behind me. I'm going to love and appreciate who I am today, and I'm going to love this life. So I'm actually going through that grieving process and putting it behind me, living day by day and not living in my past. My anxiety used to be really debilitating. It was hard for me to make up my mind. I didn't know what I wanted. I had so many racing thoughts. I couldn't figure out what I was thinking. It made me really emotional. I'd have a lot of emotional reactions. I get angry, get frustrated, get stressed out. I'd be depressed. I didn't know what to do. You know, it was also hard for me to get out of the house and go do things because like I said, my anxiety was debilitating. I always thought all the what ifs. I was like, what's going to go wrong? What's going to happen? I thought about every worst possible outcome in every scenario. So it really froze me up, and it's hard to do things. But I'm thankful I can talk to my psychiatrist, my therapist about it. I have some great coping mechanisms and some great medications that can help my emotional instability, help me control things and understand what I'm doing. I also had a lot of insecurities. I never thought I was good enough. I always felt like I was really unloved and I wasn't doing anything right. And that's why my suicide attempt happened. I actually felt so unloved, I didn't know how to talk to people about my problems. When something was bothering me, I didn't know how to confront them about it. What I wanted to do was make them feel guilty and actually make them feel bad because I felt like they weren't loving me. I wanted them to love me and I wanted them to show me that. So I didn't know how to talk about my problems. I would do big drastic things to try to get people's attention, to show them that something was bothering me. But that's why I wish I would have stopped and thought about what I was doing. Because if I was successful, I wouldn't be here anymore. And I wasn't trying to take my life. I wasn't trying to leave this world. I was trying to do something big and drastic to get people's attention, to show them that I needed help. But that's why I'm going to a psychiatrist as well as seeing therapy now. That's because it gives me someone to talk to about my problems. It helps me process all my trauma and process my problems. It helps me be able to talk to somebody, and I've been able to learn so much about myself. The reason that I felt so unloved for so long is because I never loved myself enough. I was looking for it somewhere on an outside source because I didn't know how to love myself. But now that I'm aware of it, I do. I love myself, and I do the things that make me happy, like art and music. It's something that makes me happy. It's something I love to do, that I really enjoy. So I try to do that daily so I can love and appreciate my life. A lot of the reason I had so much depression is because it felt like that's what I identified with. I felt like that's who I was. It's what I was familiar with. It's what I knew. So I held on to it. I didn't know how to be happy. I didn't know what it was. I didn't think it was physically possible. When I realized it was me just holding on to that familiarity, holding on to what I thought I knew, I realized I don't want that. That's not who I want to be. That's not what I want. So I was able to push that away. I was able to push my depression away and embrace a great life with things that I love. That's why I'm here, because I've been able to come so far and do so much with my life. I encourage anyone else out there who's struggling to talk to someone about your problems. You don't have to be embarrassed. You don't have to hold it in, because I know how much it hurts. I don't want anyone to have to hurt that way, the way I did. You're only human. We all have mistakes. You don't have to be embarrassed about it. It's not your fault. A lot of people struggle with their mental health. A lot of people have problems with it. It's not your fault, and you don't have to be embarrassed about it. So if you notice any of those symptoms, those signs in yourself, I encourage you to get help and talk to someone about it. And if you notice those signs in someone else, I encourage you to let them know you notice. Like I said, that day, my suicide attempt was a way to try to get people's attention, to show them that I needed help. That's a lot of suicide attempts. It's people trying to reach out to the world to say that they need help and someone noticed me. Let them know you notice. Let them know you care. You'll be able to make a big difference. You can be able to let them know. You can be able to help let them know you don't want them to be hurting like that. They're going to have a better way and a better option to live. It's like I said, I've come so far. Mark my words, mental health awareness saved my life. Like I said, music is a great coping mechanism and a great tool for me. I love what comes with the arts and the community and the people behind it. I love my family and my friends and my girlfriend, the people I have. It's a great support system. So thank you again for being here, everyone. Thank you for letting me share my history with you. If you'd like to, you can find me on Facebook or well as YouTube. I post regularly to try to share inspirational videos and stories to try to help people and do outreach. Let anyone know if they need help. Thank you again.